Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to another show. We are live here at the REI Success Academy family. And I think it's... I got an echo. So, yes, we are live. What is it all about today? It's Halloween. Ooh. Hey, if you guys are coming on board, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi. I got my partner over here today. You guys see him? You see my partner? That's my partner right there. So we're gonna crank this thing up in a minute. We're gonna crank it up. All right, come on, guys, come on. Yes, I am your Captain America today. Why, it's Halloween, and I think that's all about the fun, right? So the fun of dressing up, the fun of being active, the fun of participating, all that good stuff. So, hey, listen, today's show is a very, very important show. Why is that? Because this is all about talking to your lenders, talking to the banks, talking to the lenders, talking to the banks, talking to the lenders. So my question today for all of you is, what exactly are you having the most challenges with when it comes to money? When it comes to money, what are you having the most challenges with? So I want to hear that from you guys today. Okay? What are you having the most challenges with when it comes to money, 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 money? Hey, anyways, welcome to the show. If this is your first time on here, please tell me it's your first time. Tell me that you've never been here before. I want to know who you are. Our community wants to know who you are. We want to talk to you. My name's Zach Childress, and I am your real estate coach. That's right. Don't forget that. And what am I today? Well, I am Captain America. Who are you being for Halloween? I want to know that. Tell me who you're being for Halloween today. Are you dressing up for Halloween? I want to know who you are. I want to know what you're dressing up to be. I want to know what you're dressing down to be. I want to know who's your favorite superhero. Let's talk about that a little bit today. Let's talk about it. Hey, guys, come on board. I know we're going to be getting started here in just a few. I want to make sure that you're all participating today, because today's information is highly valuable to you, because it's all about talking to the banks, talking to the lenders, asking questions, seeing what's really going on out there, okay? So yes, today is your Halloween show. We are here on Halloween. The whole office is decorated up. All the employees are dressed up as their favorite Halloween characters. We got people from Spider-Man to Max Murderers to zombies. Oh, looky there. There's a picture for you. We got Men in Black. We got all kinds of people for you today. We even have an LSU fan. How they made their way in here, I don't know, but we got an LSU fan in here. So, what do we got today? Yes, Captain America's in the house. Why? Somebody's got to be the captain of this ship. Might as well be me, right? I'm not going to steer you the wrong way. Why? Because all captains go down with their ship, right? Well, this ship ain't going down. I'll tell you that right now. So anyways, I want to hear from you today. I want to hear from you. John Green, my first time. John, welcome to the show, man. We do this every Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern Time Zone. What's this show all about? Well, today's a little bit of a fun day, right? We got a little boxing match going on over here. Look at that. Pow, 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 pow. That's what I do to people when they don't listen to me. When they don't listen to me, I just sit over here and I say, what's wrong with you? What are you doing, man? Why ain't you in the game, man? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Right? We gotta get some energy out today, right? So, but John, welcome to the show. We do them every Tuesday, Real Estate Investing Talk. We also go on our Blog Talk Radio today. This is where we talk on our podcast, our Blog Talk. But in the breaks, I come back to you guys. Why? Because I want to answer your questions. That's what I want to do. I want to be here to support you. I want to be here to guide you. I want to be here to help you with your challenges, overcome any circumstances that you might be facing. I want to go through all that with you, even with my Captain America shirt on. So I haven't had anybody yet tell me what they're dressing up for today, Jill. And for those of you that are new, let me introduce you to the lovely Jill. She's my Catwoman.
Hello.
Purr for him, Jill.
Oh, I don't know.
Brrr. We get a little purr action. See, I need this thing over here. It helps me with my attention span, right? I just sit over here and I can talk to you and I can box, you know what I mean? So, hey guys, come on now, get on here, talk to me, tell me where you're from, tell me what you're doing, tell me what you're dressing up as for Halloween. I want to do that because today's topic is all about talking to the banks and what are you going to be when you go to a bank? What are you going to do when you talk to the banks? You almost have to put yourself in a position of authority, and we're going to talk about that with these banks and what are some of the key things that they look for? What are some of the key things they want to understand? What are some of the key things you need to be asking for when it comes to talking to banks, okay? Banks are an absolute, and here, a bank, and when I say banks, I mean, we could deal with local banks. We could be dealing with asset bank type lending. We could be dealing with private lenders. So we could be dealing with all that, okay? So anyways, who on here is dressing up for Halloween? Let me see.
I have one for you.
Who's dressing up?
Toby. She says, I'm Aunt Jemima.
I'm Aunt Jemima. Hey, that's okay, Toby. You could dress up as Aunt Jemima. You could dress up. I like it, actually, honestly. I like the fact that you
syrup
just...
is sweet.
It's right. Aunt Jemima is syrup, and it's sweet. Toby, and you are probably one of the sweetest people I know on here. So you and Christy have always been so abundantly present with your questions, your activity, welcoming new members on, and just being part of our journey and our message, right? So people say, well, Zach, I got this the other day. They said, Zach, why are you doing all these Facebook Lives? Why do you do that? They told me the other day, and this was another person in our industry, said, you know, what you're teaching on Facebook Live, other people are selling, and you're affecting our industry. Guess what I told all you guys a year ago? What did I tell you guys a year ago? Toby probably remembers. I said, I'm going to disrupt this industry. I'm going to help people reach their goals and achieve the process that they want in real estate. And I'm going to do that by coming live on the show every Tuesday and every Wednesday to help you guys build the momentum that you need. Because here's what I know. I know that I can help you get where you want to be. There's been so many times I've delivered that type of information to you guys. We've helped people put deals together on these shows. I mean, it's an abundant process of what we're doing for people. But I also know that you need coaching. I know that, okay? Like, I'm not going to sit here and deny the fact that you don't need coaching. But I'm also very realistic, and I understand not a lot of people can just go right into coaching. So why not help you get going, get a deal done, so that you have reserves, so that you then can invest in a coach? That's the philosophy on this, right? Is I'm willing to help you, to help yourself, to get the consulting and coaching you need to keep growing your business. That is my commitment to do that. Yes, John, I'm going to shake them up, buddy. That's right. Hey, listen, so if you're just coming on board, my name is Zach Childress, and I am your real estate coach, and I am Captain America today. So if you're just joining me and you're wondering who's this crazy cat wearing a Captain America shirt with a punching bag off to his left over here, that's because I'm working on my left-hand jab, you know? I'm trying to get my left-hand jab dialed in over here. I'm going to dial it in on somebody today. Okay, so I say that because I want you guys to have fun. I want you to learn. I want you to participate, and I want you to keep this thing simple, guys. Okay, I can help you get there if you just listen and you keep it simple and you don't overcomplicate things. So here's the thing. I want you to tell me where you're from. The lovely Jill, if you guys have not met her yet, she's here with us.
So we have Edward, and he says, hi from VT. I'm working. I'm dressed up as a real estate investor.
He's dressed up as a real estate investor. I love it, Edward. Hey, way to go, Edward. Stick your head in the game. Be a real estate investor all the time. You know, people always say, I'm exposing myself today, right? Because most of the time, nobody ever sees Captain America and me in the same room.
Yes. Or Catwoman.
Or Catwoman and Jill in the same room. But now you have figured it out. So why is that? Because I am Captain America.
The Mercy, she says, hello, Mendenhall, Mississippi.
From Mississippi, Marcy. Welcome to the show, Marcy.
Rico from Novato, California.
Rico, welcome to the show, man. You guys are doing great. Come on board. The last Tuesday we did this, we had over 300 comments, and I think we pushed 50 shares. So let me explain that to you. For those of you that know me and have been following me and been here with me as we have grown this free information, this live stream of education, and you've stayed committed with this, you know my biggest thing right now in life, and probably forever, is I want to help more people than I did last year, and I want to help more people next year than I did this year. And the only way I can do that is by creating ripples. And what is a ripple? That is when you throw a rock in the water and those ripples keep going. And so what I want you to understand is you are part of my ripple. So if I'm educating and sharing with you, I want you to share with others. I want you to keep sharing this message. And it's super easy. All you do is share the video. Share any of my videos. Just keep putting the message out there, because here's why. You're in a journey to either make some extra income. You might want to save up some money to go on vacation, put your kids to school, and real estate is an avenue you've picked. Or maybe you're just looking for a business you can do from home that doesn't require a lot of time, doesn't require a lot of startup capital. Real estate is a way to go. Either one of those, you have joined here and you've become part of this to help that journey for yourself get bigger and better. Well, I want you to help others find that as well, and that's through sharing this message. You got to share this message, okay? Share it, share it, share it. Oh, by the way, I think it's exciting to announce that we have sold out of our event coming up in Dallas, Texas, November 10th through the 12th. Yes, another sold out event. Golds are gone. It's just the way it goes. And it's because of you guys wanting to be part of what we do, want to come learn from me personally. I think that that's tremendous. And I'm blessed to have students like you and to have people that want to share our message and want to come and learn every single week from me. So I think that's amazing. Okay. All right, Jill, what else you got?
We have Dawn from Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington, Kentucky, Dawn.
We have Katrina from Newport, Pennsylvania.
Katrina from Pennsylvania. Man, they're coming in from all over.
We have Jean from Colorado.
Colorado. Hey, Jean, do you know anything about the airport in Colorado? I learned a few things while I was just out there about this airport and the conspiracy theory behind the airport.
We have Michael from Columbus, Ohio.
Michael, Columbus, Ohio. Boy, aren't you in a cash flow market?
We have Brad from Joplin, Missouri.
Missouri.
We have Brad, T or C N M T Y. I'm not sure. I know. Thank you. New Mexico. Maybe.
Gotcha.
Dean, he says hi all. And Christy, of course, is saying hello to everybody. Bradley says hey. Jean says there are two of them. Which one?
I don't know. It's just one of them. The only one I know.
Becky says hey.
All right, guys, listen. Hello. If you're just joining me, yes, you're in our Halloween show today. That's why I'm wearing Captain America's shirt, and Miss Jill is in her kitty cat outfit. Hey, listen, we got a big show today for you guys. We got lots to cover, lots to talk about, and it's all about the banks. What do you need to say to the banks? What do you need to do to the banks? You don't want to just be sitting around the house doing nothing and letting people beat up on you all the time, right? Well, you beat up on yourself enough, right? You don't want to be that person. You want to get out there and make it happen, guys. You want to get on the game, right? You want to get out there and find the money. And the money only comes when you go ask for it, okay? When you go ask for it. So listen, I am Zach Childers. I am your real estate investing coach, and we have some great stuff to get going. So if you've got any real estate questions, I want you to type them in, because while we do our radio show, we go on Blog Talk, I'm going to be coming back to answer your questions, but you've got to write your questions out, okay? That's the only way I can help you. Hey, and if you're brand new and you're just joining us and you have not gotten a copy of my book here, you need to get a copy of my book, okay? It's called My First Deal Playbook. You can get that at myfirstdealplaybook.com. Go to myfirstdealplaybook.com. Get a copy of that. That book is flying off the shelves right now. I'm pretty sure pretty soon we're going to be bestseller with this book. It's because we're doing so well with it right now. But I want to put it in your hands for free. Yes, you heard me right. If you don't have it, I'm going to give it to you for free. All I want you to do is pay the shipping and handling. I think it's like $5 or something to just ship it to you. That's all I want you to do, okay? Just ship the book to you. You pay for it, and I'll give you the book for free. Why? Because I want you to hear the message in the book. I want you to be part of the journey that we're doing here and all the people we're helping and how we can help you do the same thing. So, all right, so listen up. I want you guys paying close attention. I want you to know one thing. I want you to write it down for me, because we're going to talk about this today. I want you to write down in the chat box, I want you to write down what your making a big mess over here. I want you to write down what your biggest challenges are with getting the money, okay? Biggest challenges are with getting the money, okay? Getting the money, not that you don't have money, but what are your biggest challenges with getting the money, okay? So we're going to talk about this today.
And we have to go on air.
Oh, we got to go on there. I'm trying to hang out with you guys.
So we're going to go on air in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, this is Zach Childers, and welcome to your radio talk show. This is the Real Estate Investing Talk, and we are digging into talking to banks today. And the key with banks and understanding the functionality of their needs, their wants, and what you need to be asking for depending on the lending types. So I want to help you with that. And if you're just listening to me on the radio or the podcast or the blog talk, I want you to understand something. There's more value for you than just listening to us. You need to join us on our Facebook fan page, and that is REISuccessacademy.com/Facebook. That's REISuccessacademy.com/Facebook. Join us there. Then you can actually talk to me. You can actually meet our other members in our community, and just the liveliness that we have of students that come on here every single week. We go live on Tuesdays at 1:30 Eastern Time Zone, and we go live on Wednesdays at 1:30 Eastern Time Zone as well. And we do this to support you guys as our students or as new potential students that want to come and learn how to do this business. And our topic today is talking to banks, okay? And why is that important? Well, I want you to understand that you've got to get real clear on what you're going to be asking for before you can go ask for it, okay? Because a lot of times you don't know what to ask for or what not to ask for or what to ask for, and that is a big part of what's going on with your lack of ability to go out and get money. Because I'll tell you this, there is no reason that you shouldn't have money in your real estate business. There's no reason that you shouldn't be acquiring money. The only real reason that's probably stopping you from doing real estate without any of your own money is because you haven't went out and started asking for it. And a lot of times if you're not asking for it, it's because you're afraid to ask for it, or you're afraid because you don't know exactly what to say. And that's some of the things I want to help you overcome today in our real estate talk show today, all about talking to the banks. Now, there's a couple of different things I want to make sure we separate in this conversation. Number one is banks. We're going to talk about banks, and we're going to talk about banks, and we're going to talk about banks. But the other one is we're going to talk about asset lenders, okay, also known as hard money lenders, and then we're also going to talk about private lending, okay, and talking to private lenders. That's really our 3 points today. We're going to talk about who do we need to talk to as banks? What do we need to say to these bankers? And then we're going to talk about asset lenders and who do we need to be talking to and what do we need to be saying to them? And then we're going to talk about private lenders and who do we need to be targeting and what do we need to be saying to them. Okay. So listen, if you are just joining me, this is Zach Childers. I am your real estate coach and I'm here to support you and help you grow in your real estate business. And we do this every Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern time zone. Why? Because I just love helping you guys and I love my community. And if you want to be a bigger part of my community, you really got to get on my Facebook fan page. And that's REISuccessAcademy.com/Facebook. Over there, I'm going live on it while I'm talking to you guys. And I'm asking them to give me questions on what is their biggest challenge when it comes to getting the money. Not that they don't have it, but what are the obstacles that they're running across? Because that is the questions I'm going to be answering during our break is for my Facebook community. So you need to be on there to get the back of the scenes, the digging deeper, okay? So let's talk about this. So banks, let's talk about banks. So who should you be targeting when it comes to banks? Well, the key to banks is knowing who to go after. You're not going to get the best loans from a big box lender like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Regions. Those types of lenders or banks, they basically take your paperwork and they try to turn you into a square to fit in a square hole. And if you fit, then they send you off for underwriting at the corporate office to get you a loan approval. If you do not fit in their square hole, then meaning that they're corporate underwriter who knows nothing about your market or your deal or your area basically says no to you, or they make it so difficult that you can't do the loan. So I encourage you, if you're going to work with banks, which you all should be working with banks, and some of you will say, yeah, but Zach, I don't have a job or my credit's low. Listen to me. That type of talk is this right here. That's what that is, okay? You're just not looking in the right areas, okay? So if you say to yourself, well, I don't have a job and I have bad credit, I don't care. Go to the bank anyways. Here's why, because they're going to give you a plan. They're going to tell you, hey, look, if you work on this, this, and this, then we can help you. And so now you have a very clear understanding, a very clear plan of attack. But to help you guys get a better approach, you need to be finding small local banks. Small local banks, okay? Those banks are the ones that you'll have the most success with. And here's why. Let me explain why to you. I bank with big banks with some of my other companies, but I bank with small banks for my local investment operations. And here's why. Because small banks basically portfolio their own loans. They don't sell them off to a big box. They don't sell them off on Main Street. They don't sell them off on the market. They keep them in-house. So therefore, their risk tolerance is higher. We have local banks here that I've seen put construction loans together for rehab houses when a guy had a 540 credit score. And here's the other thing, and they didn't even have a job. And so if he would have never listened to me and went down and started talking to banks, he wouldn't have realized that there are banks that will work with him. Now, let me also say this. Are all these banks going to say yes to you? No. This is why I keep saying you can't just go to one. You got to go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 14, 20. You got to go to as many as it takes to get one of them to say yes to you. That's the key. So what are some things you need to say to these banks when you go to the banks? Well, you need to ask them some very simple qualification questions like, for instance, do you fund fix and flips? Yes or no? Yes, we do. Great. Do you fund the construction cost? Yes, we can do construction and draws. Great. So if they say yes to that and yes to the draws of construction, then now I don't have to come up with money to remodel the house. The other part of the question is how much do you require down on the contract price? Because banks won't do ARV when you're buying. They'll only do contract price. So if you're buying it for $100,000, then the reality to that is that they're probably going to do somewhere between between 15 and 20% down. And that means that I'm only coming up with the down and not the construction. So it's easier for me. Now, some of you will say, well, but Zach, I don't have the down payment. That's my whiners, right? My whiners always have an excuse. They always whining about something. Well, no, okay, you don't have down payment. So what? Just give up then. It's not going to work for you. No, you go out and find it. You go apply. You go get credit cards. You go and find people who have it so that you can partner with them and bring them in on the deal. You do whatever it takes to do it, okay? That's the key. So when I get a bank that's willing to work with me and put the things together, then I'm good, right? The other question I'm going to ask the bank on a fix and flip process is how long can I keep this loan with you? 6, 12 months? You know, okay, well, they may say, well, look, it's a 12-month loan. We want you to sell it. And that's their intent. Give it to you and get the money back to give it back to you. So I'm going to clarify that. The other side of the equation is I'm going to ask them some other questions like, hey, what do I need to be as a borrower to borrow money from you? Well, these are the things we need. We need this, this, and this. We can work with you on this type of credit score. So I'm building a very clear picture and an understanding of what their desires are when it comes to a borrower like me. What are they looking for? Another very important question that you have to ask them is, where do you like to lend money at? And this helps you as an investor. So if the bank says to you, I only want to lend money in these areas, then you now have your marching orders. You know what areas to go look for deals in so that the bank will fund your deal. So they say, I like these areas. This is where I want to be at. So now I'm very clear. Now I may go to 5 or 6 more banks before I find one that says they'll fund fix and flips. Sometimes banks will rather fund buy and holds versus fix and flips. Sometimes they'll do both. Sometimes they won't do buy and holds, but they'll do fix and flip, because buy and hold, they actually tie up their money for longer. So it depends on where those small banks are at in their growth process. The other side of the equation is I'm asking banks on buy and hold, do you loan money for cash flow properties? And if they say yes, then I'm asking them, well, what are the requirements? You know, how long of a loan can I get with you? What are the down payment that you're looking for? And if I've got to do fix up to it, do you fund that? I'm asking them all the same stuff, okay? A very important question that would come after that is their refinance program. I want to ask banks very clearly, how long, if I buy, let's say I go out and use asset-based lending, which we're going to talk about next. Let's say I go out and use asset-based lending to buy the property because I can get 100% purchase off of it if I have it priced right, or I'm buying it right because they fund off of ARV and not contract price. Let's say I can get a hard money lender to loan me the money to buy a building outright with none of my money, okay, but it's worth a lot more. Well, I want to go to the banks because their interest rates are a lot lower, and I'm going to ask them, how long do I have to have that property before you'll refinance it? I've got local banks. Now, when I say local, I mean small banks, banks that only have 2, maybe 3 branches, okay? I've got local banks that only require me to have it for 30 days. That's it. I just have to have ownership for 30 days, and then they will go ahead and refinance me out of that. Now, why do I want that? Well, one, I want to get rid of that high interest rate loans. Sorry, I was reading a comment there. Rabbit syndrome, right? One, I want to know about the refinance, because as soon as I get the money to buy it through hard money, I'm paying high rates, between 12 and 15% interest. I want to get a local bank to refinance me out of that as fast as possible. And here's the beauty. Usually I can get cash out at closing because I'm getting a loan from an asset lender based on ARV, which means now when I go to the banks to refinance it, it's a lot different. Let me explain why. Because on a purchase loan, I'm paying a percentage of the contract price. On a refinance, they're actually appraising the property at its value state. So let's say I'm buying it for $100,000 as the contract, but it's really worth $150,000, but I got it for a deal. The bank doesn't care. The bank only cares what the contract price is. So in a refinance, I can position it differently. I can go in and say, look, appraise it. It appraises for $150,000. I'll refinance you up to 80% of the appraised amount. So now I'm able to take this deal down and get refinanced $120,000 out of this deal, which I paid $100,000 for it. I got another $20,000 out of the refinance. And that, my friends, is a game changer. Okay, that's the game changer, is when you understand how to move these conversations through the local banking institution. So, hey, listen, for all my radio listeners and my podcast listeners, this is Zach Childress, your real estate coach. We are in the Real Estate Investing Talk Show today, talking about talking with banks. And I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll come right back to you. Listen, this would be a good time to jump over to my Facebook page. Ask me questions. I want to answer them. REISuccessacademy.com/Facebook. Facebook! Where you guys at? You been asking some questions? We getting some questions, Carl or Jill?
Yep. So, Christy, she says, when a bank officer asks how many flips you've done, even supposed asset-based lenders, they say they will gladly loan once I show a couple of deals are done.
Yes. So here's the thing. You got to keep shopping, Christy. Most banks, if you're not dealing with, well, first off, most small banks are still willing to work with you. I've noticed in my experience sending people to banks and having them work with them. I mean, Jill, you guys went to a local bank here,
Yep.
never done a flip before, and they worked with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of times it's just about, you got to keep asking. You can't get to one bank and get excited about that bank, but you got to keep asking, right? You got to keep going around and asking. Asset-based lenders are the same way. Some of them, you know, have a lower risk tolerance. And what does that mean? A lower risk tolerance means that the banks are going to basically try to pre-qualify you on that asset. And if you've never done them before, then that could be an issue. But honestly, Christy, I don't really hear that a lot. And you know me well enough now that, you know, I coach people from all over the world. I got students in Canada, Australia, Singapore. I got them everywhere. I got students everywhere. And we're driving them into America to buy real estate. And all of my American-based students are buying real estate. I don't get that actually a lot. But I'm also someone that says you should never just talk to one. You should talk to a dozen of them to figure out which one's going to be the best use of your time. So,
Toby says, who will see the value in a deal from someone who hasn't closed a deal yet?
It's not about you. Guys, we need to talk about this. So if you're going to banks, yeah, you're personally guaranteeing that loan, okay? Which means if it goes wrong, you got to guarantee it. So they're qualifying you in a position to make sure that you're a borrower that can back up that loan. If you're going to an asset-based lender, which we're getting ahead of ourselves because the next part I'm going to talk about is asset-based lenders. If you're going to asset-based lenders, they don't care about you. They could care less if you have a job or if you got credit or if you got money. What they care about is that deal a deal to where if you default on it, they're going to take it back and sell it and make more money selling your deal than you paying them interest. You got to understand how they think. You know, asset-based lenders are great when you're getting started. I used them, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. I don't want to keep talking about asset-based lenders.
Okay, so Toby said to know who to ask for the money is the biggest challenge, which you've addressed that.
We're going to talk about 3 of them today. Excuse me while I go downstairs. I got to get something out of the basement.
Don Fowler said no job, but you've addressed that there as well. Now, John says, do we have a script? I'll present it if I can get direction.
Oh, who said that?
John.
Oh, John.
Got to come to the event.
Oh, John. Oh, John. Everybody wants something, right? I love that too. Hey, listen, John, what you need to do is you need to listen and you need to just start talking to people. The only way you're going to make anything happen is you got to just start doing it. Listen, I'm around people all day long in my business life, personal life, that just bitch and moan and complain about every reason they can't get it done. And the biggest reason people say they can't get it done is because somebody hasn't given them something yet. Well, if I had this, I could make it happen. Well, if I had this, I could make it happen. If I had time, if I had money, if I had this. Like, it just gives me a headache. You don't have it, okay. Go do it any damn way. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you don't have it. Just go do it. I promise you, you will figure it out if you just keep coming here every single. And John, look, I'm not mad at you, bro. Okay, I love you actually. You're on here, you're learning, and I hope you can take, a little tough love here, because if you can't, then you probably don't need to come back to my show. But let me explain this to you, man. You just got to go do it, brother. You just got to go do it. You need to keep coming here, keep asking me questions, and I may be tough on you one day, and I may love you to death the next day, but you got to keep coming. Now I know your name, John, right? I'm going to know every time you come on here. I'm going to be asking, where's John at? Where's John at? Did John figure it out? But you got to just keep doing it, man. The script, watch this video over and over. Write down the questions I said. That's your script, okay? If you want intellectual property that someone has created and put into a product, then buy the damn thing, okay? We have products, we have courses, we have training. You got to buy it, right? I'm not here to sell you those things, but I'll sell it to you and you'll buy it. I promise you if I sold it to you, but I'm not here to sell you that. I'm here to help you, and I'm here to tell you what you need to be doing, but you got to go do it, okay?
So Toby says even a hard money lender wants to know you've paid back on a deal. Right, Zach?
If you've done a deal, yes. But here's the reality. They won't ever know. You understand? A hard money lender won't know unless the other hard money lender that loaned you money filed foreclosure on you. And the only reason that hard money lender would ever file foreclosure on you is because you are just as dumb as a box of rocks, because you didn't go back to them and try to work something out with them to do what's called a deed in lieu of foreclosure, okay? The only reason any lender, like a hard money lender, would foreclose on you is because you didn't try to figure it out and give them the property back. You went in denial and you ran from them, and you thought, oh, someday a magic golden egg's going to fall on my lap and I'm going to cash it in and pay this thing off. That's not how life works. You make a mistake, you own up to it, you go to the lender. Look, I had one time in my life that I had a lender that was going to file foreclosure on me. And they didn't even know they were going to file foreclosure on me. I actually had to tell them. Why? Because I knew I couldn't keep up with it. It was the first rehab I ever did in my life, and I had somebody that was willing to coach me, and they wanted $100,000 to coach me. And I thought, you're crazy. Like, I'm not going to give you $100,000. I didn't even have $100,000. But he said, look, you're going to make $200,000 on this property. I'll take my $100,000 out of half the profits, and I'll coach you through the whole deal. Well, obviously, like any naive person out there that doesn't understand the value of coaching, I said no. Well, halfway through the project, I ran out of money. Couldn't do anything with the project. You could look straight through the house. The walls were empty. And I needed another $80,000 to finish the job, and I didn't have it. So what did I do? I went to the hard money lender and just said, look, man, here's what's going on. I screwed up. I can't finish this thing. I didn't know what was going on, and I don't want you to foreclose on me. I'm willing to give you the property back. And that's what I did. And fast forward 3 years later, the guy started funding me again. So it's all about owning up to it.
So John said, I will be here, no doubt, kicking it.
Good job, John.
Christy, she says, overcoming her hesitation to make offers when she is unsure if the funding will go through. I have to overcome that, not being able to complete my offers.
Christy, the funding is out there. You should be doing it at the same time. You should be making offers and calling lenders, making offers and calling lenders, making offers and calling lenders. I'm telling you, there's a plethora of them out there. You have some resources already, but you don't want one. You want 15 of them that have said yes to you. So when you get the deal, you take it to all 15 of them and say, hey, whichever one of you fund this first, I'll go with. That you want to be in control, not them in control.
So Katrina, she said she's actually talking about she wants to be a real estate photographer, and so there's a community chat going on there about where she's at, how she does her pictures. So shout out to you guys for
good job. Good job.
Miriam, you'll appreciate this one. She says, this guy is good and gets to the point. Same with Ian, too. You'll email them, and they will also help or call them.
Boom. Thank you, Miriam. You know it. We love you, Miriam. Long time I've known her.
Toby says, I'm really understanding this concept.
Good job, Toby.
Christy, she says, would you do a lease option on a property if you could get a good rate when you refi?
I would do a lease option on a property if there was cash flow to be made and equity in the deal. I would look at it from two folds. Do I need to position this for a long-term lease option to buy down the principal balance over 5, 6, 8, 10 years to then create equity to then sell it and make a profit as long as it cash flowed throughout that model? Or I would look at it from a basis that can I snatch it now with equity in it and turn around and sell it or refinance it into my name? Either way, it wouldn't be a lease option if you're going to refinance it. Let me be clear on this. You would have to take it subject to and have the deed signed over to you for possession so that you can then refinance it. You can't refinance a lease option because you don't actually own the asset. You control the asset.
So there's more questions, but we've got to go back on air.
Hey guys, listen, this is Zach Childress, your real estate coach. I want you to keep coming with me. Listen, keep coming with me. I want you to type in more stuff, more questions. I'm going to stay a little longer with you today to try to get through all of them. You guys got good questions. We're talking about banks, talking to banks today. That's what we're talking about. Getting your confidence up, getting your understanding live. Why you need to stop making the what? You got to stop blah, blah, blah in your life, man, and get in the game, okay? Hey, listen, if you're enjoying our show today, you know what I want you to do. Just type in, I got this, Zach. I got this, Zach. Just type it in. I want to make sure you're with me today. I want to make sure you're engaging today. So type in, I got this. I got this. I want to know that you're with me. I think it's important that I keep on the same page with you guys. So you let me know I got this. I'll know that I'm going in the right direction with you. If you don't type it in, then I'll know I'm going in the wrong direction and I need to change my game. But I want to know that you got this. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. Give me some likes. Let me know that you're listening, you're engaging, because we're about to break down 2 other types of lenders, okay?
Okay, and we are going to go back on air in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, it's Zach Childress, and I'm back. Sorry about the delay there. I was getting too busy with my Facebook fan club and my loyal fans over on Facebook. Why? Because we're knocking them out of the park over there, man. If you're not on Facebook, you need to be on Facebook, man. What are you doing? I love that you're listening to me on the radio and the podcast, but I need you on Facebook is where I need you. That's where you really get to engage, ask questions, see my craziness that I do. But what's our topic today? Listen, our topic today is all about talking to the banks. That's what we're doing today, talking to the banks. And we just talked about in the first segment, banks, traditional banks, and what you needed to be talking about. Now I'm going to break down asset lenders and private lenders for you, and then hopefully this will give you a jump start into your business life with real estate investing, because why? This is your real estate investing talk show, and I am Zach Childress, your real estate coach. So let's talk it down. So what is asset-based lenders? And asset-based lenders is just the fancy title they gave themselves over the last couple of years to move away from the harsh name called hard money lenders, okay? So what is it? I like it actually better because it really gives you a clear understanding of what they are. They're asset-based lenders. They base their loans on the asset in which you're bringing to the table. So if you're out there and you're the type of person that says, I ain't got no job. Yeah, that's a Southern way. I ain't. Is ain't in the dictionary?
I know we say ain't in Newfoundland.
Newfoundland's in a whole other country. No, it's not. It's in North America.
Well, it's still a different country.
Okay, it's still a different country. I'll get it right here pretty soon. I'll figure it all out. Jill's trying to teach me geographic locations. So, here's what I'm going to tell you, though. Asset-based lenders base their loans on the asset. So if you're the type of person that thinks that you can give me a daggum excuse that you ain't got no job, you ain't got no money, you ain't got no credit, you ain't got... then the problem is you ain't got what it takes, is the truth, because you are your problem. Nothing else. You are your problem, okay? Because you keep telling yourself all these daggum lies in your head, and those lies that you tell yourself is what's stopping you from moving forward. That's the truth, if you want to know it. Truth bomb. Boom! Let me tell you what it's really about, though. It's about you understanding that you got to get out there and put some work in, guys. Look, you fill up your life as it is, man. And if you think you're going to grow a business without replacing something in your life, you're freaking wrong. You got to put in the work, man. You got to grind. You got to dig deeper. You got to dig into it, man. There's going to be a lot of no's, and you're going to tell yourself a lot of lies, and you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to see the biggest liar in the world, and that's yourself looking back at you. Because you don't want to face the reality of what it takes to get this business done. And that's getting out there and putting yourself on the line. That's getting out there and putting yourself in front of people that have the ability to tell you no. And have the ability to tell you can't make it. And have the ability to tell you it ain't going to work for you. And have the ability to tell you that you're stupid for trying. And I'm going to tell you go get a job. Tell you ain't got no experience. I don't want to work with you. Tell you need to do a deal first before I'll help you. That's what they're going to tell you. But guess what? You just keep moving. You just keep moving, man. You keep moving. When someone says that to you, you say, okay, buddy, well, good luck. You wish you were loaning me when I'm doing 50 deals a year. That's what you say. That's what you tell them, right? But you got to keep digging. Asset-based lenders are everywhere. Asset-based lenders are all over, and they look for assets. They want to know that they can get that asset at a cheap enough rate for you to make money on it, and if you screw it all up, they can take it back and make money on it themselves. That's what they want. Sometimes people will say, well, they want to pull my credit. Of course they do. Not all of them, but some will. But they don't base their loan based on your credit and W-2s. No, it's asset-based lending. That's what it is. So when you're calling an asset-based lender, here's some things you need to write down. You with me? Because I'm here to tell you about what to say to them, okay? You need to ask them some simple questions. You need to say, number one, do you base your loan on the asset or me as an individual? First question out the gate. Do you base your loan on the asset or me as an individual? We base it on the asset, but we also want to pull some financials on you just to make sure you're stable. Okay, great. But it's based on the asset. Yes. Okay, great. Second question I'm going to ask them is how much do you loan on the ARV, after repaired value? Well, we loan up to 70% of the ARV. Great. Check. Third question I'm going to ask them is if you loan 70% of the ARV and my purchase price is less than that 70%, can I get cash out at closing to apply towards the remodel? Yes. Great. So now I know if I'm buying a house for $60,000, it's worth $100,000 ARV, and they'll loan me $70,000. That means at closing, I can walk out of the closing with a $10,000 check to apply towards the remodel cost, right? I need to know that. Another question you need to ask asset-based lenders is you need to simply ask them, how long can I keep this loan in play? Most of them are going to be between 6 and 12 months, okay? The very next question I'm going to ask is, can I renew the loan if I have to? And they'll either say yes or no. So let's say they have a 6-month loan policy, and you say, well, can I renew the loan at the end of 6 months if I have to? And they say yes. Great. What that means is they're willing to give you another 6 months to get that property sold. So my next question is, how much does the extension cost? Why? Because it's another loan for them. So we need to know how much it cost, right? Have you noticed nowhere in here have I asked that lender how much the points and interest are? Have you noticed that? Because a lot of you, that's the first question you want to find out. Let me explain something to you. Do you understand that that's actually the last question I ask because it has such little relevance to me doing business with that asset-based lender? Where a lot of people go, oh, you want 14% interest? Oh, my gosh, I can't do this loan. Oh, my gosh. That's what you say, man. And you know why that's so ridiculous? Because if you had the money to do the deal, you would do it already. But you ain't got the money. So why are you complaining about somebody who has it that's going to give it to you, but they want to be paid for their money? Stop complaining about it. Just borrow the money. Run your numbers based on using asset-based lending, which could be between 12 and 14, if not 15% interest rates. Find out what that is, then run your numbers on it. If you still make money on the deal, paying them their money, then what does it matter? It doesn't matter. You've used none of your own money. That's the beauty of it, okay? So those are some very important questions you need to ask the asset-based lenders. The other, but not last, question I want to ask them is will you fund me on multiple deals at the same time? That's when we're ready to grow, okay? That's when we're ready to grow, because here's why. I don't want to be restricted by a lender's ability to restrict me from growing, okay? So if I find one asset-based lender that says, yeah, you know, Zach, we just want to do this first deal with you, and let's see how that goes. So we're not really in a position to fund multiple deals at once. Well, this is why I need multiple asset-based lenders, because if I take a deal to lender A and he funds it, and he's not going to fund me again, but I'm going to keep looking for deals like Christy. This is a good example for you. I want to take that second deal and take it over to lender 2 and get them to fund it and get it going. And then when I find deal 3, I'm going to take it over to lender 3 and get them moving on that, so that I'm building relationships with multiple lenders. And the beauty of it is you're actually in less risk when you have multiple rehabs going at one time. Less risk when you have multiple. Now, if you have to use asset-based lending, which is expensive money, but it is what it is, to buy cash flow properties, well, your cash flow is going to get sucked up. But if you can at least make some cash flow off that deal while you're processing it for a refinance with the banks, then I say do the deal. Do the deal to get it. Here's why: because you're no money out of pocket. You're basically getting a property using hard lending or asset lending to go to a bank to refinance you out, and you still have no money in the deal. That type of deal is a deal all day long, man. Your cash on cash return is out of the roof, because why? You don't have any money in that deal, and that's what's important to understand. So, all right, so that is asset-based lenders. Let's talk about private lenders. This is where you want to go next, okay? Private lenders is where you want to go next. They are people that you know, and they're all around you. They're all around you. You know that. They're everywhere. You just got to talk to them. You got to get up in front of them and say, hey, my name's Zach Childress. I'm in the real estate business. I help people just like you make higher returns on their money than they're getting right now in the savings account or in the stock market. How would you like to make 8 to 10% on your money? What? I love that. Great. Let's have coffee one day. Guys, that's literally how it is. You don't have to be sophisticated. You just have to start talking to people. You have to start asking. I ask people everywhere I go. I'm in the elevator, and when somebody starts bragging about how great of a job they have, I'm like, great, what do you do with all your retirement money? They look at me, and they're like, well, I invest it. I go, that's super smart. I invest too. I help other people make higher returns on their money as well. And they're like, what? What do you do? Oh, I'm in real estate. I help people make 8 to 10% on their money. What are you getting on yours? Well, I'm not getting that. Well, hey, maybe we should talk. Give me your card. Guys, it's everywhere. There's money everywhere. You just got to get out of your head and stop lying to yourself. You got to start asking for the money. You have to start asking for the money. Guys, listen, for my radio listeners, I've enjoyed my time with you today. Don't wreck your car while you're listening to me. Put your seatbelt on, drive down the road cautiously, but always know you need to continue your journey through real estate education. My name is Zach Childress, and I am your real estate coach. I'll see you guys next week. Bye now. Facebook! Come to me. Talk to me. How many of you said I'm getting this? Did we get some I got this? I got this?
Yes. Let it in.
Okay, great. Hey, guys, if you're enjoying the show so far, give me some thumbs up. Give me some love. Give me some excitement. Tell me you're with me.
So, Toby, she says, I get it with the banks, asset-based lenders. What about hard money lenders?
What about them, Toby? I just did a whole session on it.
This was a little bit of an older question.
Well, you got to give me some specifics, Toby. I'm gonna get on you, Toby. Hey, Toby. You see that right there? You see that right there, Toby? You got to get your listening ears on, Toby.
Christy said Kogo Capital is asset-based.
That's right.
Angel says, I'm in Oregon. Where would I go to find deals not listed or on the MLS or courthouse?
Oh, Toby, it don't matter if you're in Oregon or Wetumpka, Mississippi or Slaplick, Alabama. You don't need to be on the MLS looking for deals that often, because why? Because there's not a lot of them on there right now. You need to be out there pulling lists. You need to be doing outbound dialing on Craigslist. Look, who was that? Who just said that?
That was Angel.
Angel. Angel? From New Yorker?
No, different Angel.
I'm about to get mad. I bet he knows what to do. Angel, I want you to go back down my Facebook page, and I did a training called Calls Equal Results. and deals needed to retire. Those two videos you need to go watch. It'll help you explain your question. But ultimately, you need to be outbound dialing. You need to be calling for sale by owners, Craigslist, rental ads. You need to be dialing property management companies. You need to be dialing people that are out there that are not on the market. And if you have the marketing budget, then scale it. Start sending some direct mail out.
All right. So Don says, where do you look for asset-based lenders, Zach?
Where do you look for them? I look for them in the rabbit hole.
By that you mean Google?
That's what I mean. The Google. Because Google is a rabbit hole. It'll suck you in and spit you out 5 hours later. Yeah, man, they're everywhere, buddy. Don, look, you can get on Google and just start looking for them. I mean, they're literally everywhere. They're a dime a dozen out there. You just got to dig in and start finding them, man. If I was you, I would simply just Google asset-based lenders, and I'd put your city in, and you'd be surprised at how many you find.
John says, is this different from angel investors?
Yes, angel investors are more interested in your business portfolio fundamentals of growth. They're interested in what your business has performed over the last 12 to 24 months. They're interested in your expenses versus your revenue and your margins. They're interested in your growth plan because they're not just loaning you money based on your product. In real estate, our product is houses, assets. They're not loaning you money based on a product. Angel investors are more or less loaning you money to take an ownership in your operation.
Katrina, she said when you were talking about negative people, but Katrina said, I had this all my life, but I love to prove them wrong.
Yes. Katrina, look at me. Gaze into my eyes, Katrina. Let me get my eyebrows going here. You see that? Katrina, look into my eyes. It happened to me too. Listen, my whole life people told me I wasn't going to do what I was going to do. My whole life people said that it couldn't be done. I was told if I didn't go to college, I wouldn't make it. I was told if I dropped out of high school, I was going to be a bum. I was told when I moved to California, I was going to become a hippie and a drug addict. I was told all these things, man. And I could give a, and here, I'm going to be very honest with you, Katrina. I could give a shit what people think about me. Okay.
Plus you lost all your hair, so the hippie thing went out the window.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I could give a what people think, right? Because at the end of the day, I have nobody. Listen to me. Katrina, listen to me. I have nobody to prove wrong anymore. You understand? I have nobody to be concerned about in my life. The only person that I have to prove anything to, well, the two people I have to prove something to is my Father in heaven and myself every day. I want to make sure that I'm in competition with me. I want to do more today than I did yesterday. I want to achieve more tomorrow than I did today. I want to work harder tomorrow than I did today. I want to impress me. And I want to make sure that I live the life that my Father in heaven would respect. That's all I ask for, right? So when we go back and we start saying, well, you know, so-and-so don't believe in me. You know why they don't believe in you? Because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they could do it. So therefore, they don't believe you can do it. So just hear me when I say that.
It's amazing how many people are like that. I just have to throw that out there. But so Angel says it's what the school system has been teaching. Get a job and that's your life and be a drone. That's not for me.
Hey, can I give a big shout out to Ian Flanagan for jumping on the show right now?
Faye, she said, so I would need 15 to 20% down if I get approved for a loan.
Not necessarily, but maybe. I mean, it depends on what the lender requires. If you go to a traditional bank, they are going to require 15 to 20%. And if you don't have it, then what do you do? Jill, what do you do?
You go to find somebody who does have it.
You go get that money, girl.
You go ask.
Get it. Look right here. You know why? Here's why. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. It's nobody else's. It's yours. And by the way, I don't have a purple shirt on. I don't know why they say that.
Maybe the lighting, it does look a little, it's like a purple blue.
Yes.
So Toby says, who cares about the cost? Get the deal done.
That's right. Get the deal done, Toby.
And Don says, Zach, you are on fire today.
Boom! Get him, Don. It's because I got my punching bag in here with me today. I'm working on my left-hand jab, you know. I was told the other day my left-hand jab needed some stability in it. You know why? Because I always imagine this bag over here is that person that I'm talking to, and they're just not hearing me, and they just want to go do it their own way, and they don't have any success, and they keep trying to do it their own way, and I just need to get them and just punch them in the face. Get some aggression out today.
So Lee says, can't wait until the event in Dallas. Straight fire.
Boom! Dallas is right around the corner. Sold out event. We actually had to change the room. We actually added some more tickets to get some more people in, and the room we were in was too small.
So be extra nice.
So we got a bigger room, and then we filled it.
So, Ed says, look out your window. Ed, are you outside?
Ed, that's kind of creepy.
It is Halloween, though.
It's kind of creepy, Ed. Are you stalking me?
Talon, he said that he didn't get his book yet. I'm going to check on the shipping for you.
Talon, it was shipped, man.
Yeah.
I signed it, buddy.
Then, let's see. Toby says, who cares, Katrina? Let's get paid. And then Christy says, trying to picture you as a hippie with long hair, Zach. Maybe
Pretty
that's
interesting, huh? You know, I used to live with hippies. I was amazed at how much these hippies hustled, though. These hippies would come every single night up. We let them park their station wagon in our driveway. They needed a place to stay. And they would come up into our room or our little rental house at night, and they would sit in the floor, and they would make these bracelets and these necklaces, and they just weave stuff out of stones and rocks and copper twine and hemp rope. And they would go out all morning on the beach and sell these things and make $600-700 a day doing this. Like, it was shocking.
I should have learned how to make bracelets.
I mean, I was blown away at this, man. I mean, like, these guys had a hustle on, man. And they lived in their car. They were listening off the grid, you know. I couldn't get them to take a bath, though.
Oh, gosh. Maybe a hose and a
And it was like that
VO5.
patchouli oil. I just still, like, I walk through a public area and I smell that patchouli oil and I have flashbacks. I'm like, whoa, hippies, where they at?
Miss Berta is on here, and she
Berta.
says, amen, Zach. Toby said to Chrissy, that is too funny. Ian said, hey, bud.
What up, Ian?
Toby said hi to Ian. Ed said equity partners.
Yes, equity partners. That's right. Wait a minute. Is Ed the creeper?
Yeah.
Are you the one staring in my window, Ed?
It would be so funny if we could.
Are you looking
turn
for
the
equity
camera.
partners in my window, Ed?
It would be so funny, though, if we turned the camera and had somebody out there.
Oh, I'd freak out. I'd freak out.
Katrina's, Ian said that bag is hilarious.
You like my bag, Ian? I'm working on my jabs over here. This is for that creeper that wants to come into my window.
You better lock your windows tonight. Katrina, she said, I have some people say that get myself on media. Does that help a lot?
To get yourself on media?
Yeah, like social media?
Oh, yeah. Social media is actually a great game to play, especially if you're in the real estate business. Because here's the reality. You want to know the reality? People today don't go search your website anymore on Google as much as they could go look for you on Facebook. I mean, that's just reality. So,
Ed says, looking for deals.
good job, Ed. Looking in my window.
Stop looking at his deals.
Stop looking at my deals, Ed.
John, he says, Zach, you're my kind of guy. I just have to hang out to tough it out.
There you go, John. Look, man, I know I was mean on you earlier, but I promise you I love you, buddy. I love anybody that comes on my show. I love anybody that comes here to learn. I love anybody that wants to interact with me and ask questions and participate and show that you want to grow. I love that. But sometimes, yeah, the tough love comes out of me because, you know, you guys need it sometimes because you get in your own way and you make excuses for your life. If anybody should be making excuses for their life, it should have been me. I mean, I could go on and on about my backstory, but it's not who defines who I am. Who defines who I am is my willingness to keep moving forward. You know, what is success? Oh, man, I wish we had that video to play for people on here. It's on the Facebook wall, I can tell you that.
Tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah,
We
maybe
could
we'll
open
play it
with it.
tomorrow. Right now? Oh.
We're off?
No, we're late. We'll play it tomorrow. Come back with me tomorrow, and I'm going to play you a video, and it's me breaking down what I believe success is. And you'll actually be shocked because it's not what you think. And I'm going to share some stuff with you in this video that would change the way you think.
So our friend Randy is on here, and he said, got on the show late today. We'll watch the replay later. Enjoyed the show a lot.
Good job, Randy.
Talon said, thank you, Zach. Trying to make it to Dallas. Toby, she said, you may need your music back, Zach.
You know, I like to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to get me some more of these things, though.